I look forward for that days that my mind is set on nothing. I'm thinking about nothing and just going with the flow. It's a peaceful feeling, not worried, not concerned about the past nor the future, just being in the present. I sometimes wonder what John the Baptist thought about just before the end of his life. They say that sometimes the past comes back to us in our final moments, in visions and in fragments, that we can see people long dead and that we can hear the music of songs long finished. And so, I wonder what faces and melodies danced in the darkness of John's prison cell. Maybe it was the face of his mother, Elizabeth, who in her old age thought she'd never be a mother. Looking upon him once more with a gaze of tenderness and wonder, maybe he heard the song of his father, Zechariah, the song sung the day of John's birth, the one even we might remember. And you, my child, will be called the prophet of the Most High, for you will go before the Lord to prepare his ways. And so he did, all the way up to this moment in our gospel text. And while I imagine he might have wept for that all that seemed lost, all that felt like it had been wasted, my hope is that all of God's promises came back to John in the end, carried on a wind that smelled of wilderness and wild honey, a glimpse of heaven, even as he commended himself to the unseeing darkness. I hope so. I hope he knew that his efforts were not in vain, that he had done his part, that his voice had indeed cried out and been carried on the wind where it needed to go, that the paths had been made straight. I hope so, because his actual death and the circumstances that led up to it are, like all political violence, so unbearably short-sighted and pointless in small John, the prophet of the Most High, the one who bathed Jesus in the waters of baptism, the one who, his whole life, burned with the fire of the Holy Spirit, is here today, snuffed out over a bit of palace intrigue by the machinations of another petty empire. I wonder, in those flashes of memory and music, in the fragmentary sum of his long and mysterious journey, if John could sense that Jesus, the one for whom he had waited and prepared the way, was not simply a new political leader strong enough or charismatic enough to enforce peace, but was, in fact, the Holy One who came to show us a truth both very new and eternal, that strength and force and violence will never achieve a redemptive end or guide us to a place of rest, that only love and peace and an embarrassing level of gentleness will do that, because that is what Jesus is. He is the one who embarrasses the Herods of the world by his gentleness, the one who stops the dance of death in its tracks, the one who reveals not just violence's depravity, but its futility, its weakness. He does this because although he was also killed senselessly for pointless political ends, he comes to us as the risen one, the wounded one who stands in the midst of our fear and our cynicism and our despair and says, "Peace." Because this is the gospel, that on that day, when everything is finished, when every game is played and every last war is waged, God will still be there standing on the wreckage of our best intentions and worst impulses, and God will still be saying, "Peace, peace. I give to you My love, I give to you. My life, I give to you. Let the dawn from on high break upon you, my children. Let us begin again. As I'm setting on my charge, just letting it all flow, just feeling at peace of mind, letting the flow of Jesus heal my mind with his words. He says, peace.